The night that almost killed me. Hello everyone. Today, I want to share a truly unnerving experience I had 6 years ago. At the time, I was in my mid-20s, living a normal life as a grad student. One day, I met a girl through a dating app. She was a 21-year-old student from my university's Spanish literature department. Her profile photo showed a tall, slim woman with the beauty of a model. At first, our conversations were light, but a few days later, she suddenly asked me to go clubbing with her. Normally, I wasn't the type to go to clubs, but strangely, I followed her without hesitation, almost as if I was under a spell. I had no idea that one night with her would push me to the edge of my sanity, or rather that I was about to lose something fundamental. We met around 11 p.m. at a club in a night district. In person, she looked even more stunning than her photo. Long black hair, pale skin, her beauty was almost sculpted. But there was something odd about her. Her eyes seemed too deep, and every smile carried a hint of emptiness. We spent hours dancing and drinking. She kept holding my hand, and I noticed her hand was ice cold. Around 2 a.m., she leaned into my ear and whispered, "Let's go somewhere quiet." Normally, I would have hesitated, but that night, I couldn't refuse. It felt like hypnosis. We went to a nearby motel. On the way, she kept muttering in Spanish. Since she was a Spanish major, I assumed it was just a habit. Inside the room, she grew silent. When the lights went out, her pale skin seemed to glow faintly in the darkness. I couldn't resist her any longer, and soon we shared a night of passion. At first, everything was sweet and natural. Afterwards, we would rest, talk, drink, and try to learn more about each other. She told me her name was Scarlett, her hobby was reading poetry, and her favorite writer was Sylvia Plath. I love sad poetry, poems that expose the darker side of life. I thought to myself, what a literary, sensitive girl. But as the night went on, a strange energy began to fill the room. After our fourth time together, Scarlett began to change. She suddenly spoke only in Spanish words that grew harder and harder to understand. At first, I blamed the alcohol, but then I noticed her eyes. They had lost focus, as if she wasn't looking at me, but at something far beyond me. "Scarlett, are you okay?" I asked. But she didn't answer. She just kept whispering in Spanish, staring straight ahead. After the fifth time, things got even stranger. She stopped calling me by my name, as if she didn't even know who I was. She asked, "Who are you? Why are you here?" I panicked. "It's me, the guy you've been talking to all night." But she shook her head and whispered chilling words. "Scarlett isn't here anymore. Only the sad Scarlett, and the one you shouldn't have seen." Her voice was still hers, but the tone and expression felt like someone else entirely. And yet even then, I couldn't pull away. It was as if my body wasn't under my control anymore. As the night dragged on, I began to unravel. My stomach growled, but I had no appetite. My head pounded with a hangover. My body was exhausted, completely drained, and still, I could focus only on her. As dawn approached, I tried to open the curtains for some light, but Scarlett muttered, staring at the window, "No light." "I don't want the light." She pulled the blind shut, plunging the room into darkness. In that darkness, her whispers echoed endlessly. After the eighth time, I felt like my soul itself was being drained. And yet she climbed on top of me again. By the ninth time, I was no longer myself. My body moved, but my mind felt detached, like I was being possessed. And then it ended. After that, Scarlett collapsed. Scarlett. I shook her. She had lost consciousness. Her breathing was faint. When I slapped her cheek slightly, she finally began to breathe normally again, but she never woke up. And at that moment, the strange atmosphere in the room completely vanished, like it had never been there. Suddenly, my mind cleared, and an overwhelming fatigue crashed over me. It felt like I had been running for days, chased by something unseen. With no strength left, I tucked her under the blanket and passed out myself. We both woke up around noon. Scarlett greeted me cheerfully, as if nothing had happened. "Did you sleep well?" she asked brightly. For a moment, I wondered if the night before had all been a dream. We ate lunch together at a small restaurant nearby, then went to a cafe. That's when I finally gathered the courage to ask, "Do you remember last night?" She tilted her head. "Last night? You mean drinking at the club and coming here?" "That's all I remember." "No, I mean you kept speaking Spanish." "You didn't recognize me," you said. "Wait, I didn't recognize you?" She interrupted. She seemed genuinely confused. No matter how I asked, she had no memory of it. Later, I dropped her off at the subway station. Just as I was about to leave, she suddenly turned to me, laughing. "Hey, were you scared?" When the girl you just met started talking about sad Scarlett, every hair on my body stood on end. I must have sounded crazy, right? She laughed manically, like someone completely different. Then, she stopped. How did I even say that? I don't know. It just popped into my head. She smiled again, casually. "Anyway, that was fun. I'll call you." And then she left, just like that. I stood frozen on the road for a long time. What had really happened? I tried contacting Scarlett a few times afterwards, but she never replied. A month later, I checked the app. Her account was gone, and when I asked around the Spanish department at my university, there was no student named Scarlett. Even now, I sometimes think about it at night. Did I really spend it with Scarlett, or did I spend it with something else entirely? Was I truly with her, or was I being possessed by something I'll never understand? One thing is certain, since that night, something inside me feels missing. An emptiness that can never be filled. A hunger that never goes away. And sometimes I feel the urge to make someone else experience what I went through that night, just like she did to me. Was it her, or something else entirely?